All right, here we go. Trenches News. Welcome back to VladTV. Third time's the charm.
Third time, Vlad. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course. I mean, listen, people want to hear what you got to say.
Man, I love that, man. I love it. It's always a good and a bad, right, Vlad?
Of course. Of course. Okay, so let's talk about the biggest news in Chicago right now. Lil Durk and 5 co-conspirators are charged with murder for hire. Number one, are you surprised?
Nah, not surprised.
Why is that?
Like the raps have become real. Like they've been real. They've been real since like the drill started. You know, people just started now taking it serious. Like, oh yeah, they serious about what they rapping about. You know, so I kind of figured that it was coming one day.
Well, the whole thing is a mess. You know, and we actually made a video breaking down the whole situation. And I've talked about it in my previous interviews. So the question is, you have a bunch of people in the documents that are labeled as co-conspirators without their actual names. There's co-conspirator 4, which is blamed for allegedly telling OTF members what hotel Quando Rondo was staying at. Do you have any idea who that is?
No, but by being in Cali and like the connection, it gotta be close to Brick, man. That's my final answer, man. It ain't Brick, but it's somebody close, man. It's a close affiliate, man.
I don't think it's Brick Baby. I actually had Brick Baby on my show recently. You know, and I was kind of messing with him a little bit. I asked him what his favorite number was.
Oh, yeah, you got him with that one. You got him with that one, man.
You know, he gave me like a real serious answer. I'm like, are you sure it's not the number 4? You sure that's not your favorite number? And yeah, he laughed about it. But, you know, he said he was locked up when all that was happening.
Yeah. And he I feel like Brick just ran with it. Like everybody accusing him, so he's gonna run with it. But like it's gotta be somebody they know. Like they know who for sure who did it, like who made that call to them. They know him. Whether they're affiliated with him or not, or be around him, they know.
Well, there's also co-conspirator 2, who's actually one of the shooters. He's one of the people that was in the car that actually got out of the car and opened fire and ended up killing Lil Pob. Who do you think co-conspirator 2 is?
2? I'm gonna have to go with Jam, man. I'm gonna have to go with Jam.
So you think OTF Jam is one of the shooters?
He one of the shooters, or he number 5. He either one.
Okay. And now you got people with OTF in their name. You got OTF Didi, OTF Boogie, OTF Vonnie. But then you got a couple of guys without OTF in their name. There's Flocka and Brown Eyes. And I remember you and I spoke about this after it happened, and you said that both these guys are vice lords.
Yeah, they from somewhere else. They not even, like, I ain't never seen them around OTF until now. Like, I ain't never seen them around. So they just came out the blue.
Well, actually, someone connected with one of these two guys, I don't want to say who, but they reached out to me, and they were like, look, one of these guys is probably going to tell because, you know, they know this guy really well. They've known him forever. He's not OTF. They confirmed he is a vice lord, but he said he really didn't grow up in it like this, didn't have like older brothers and big homies. So, you know, they basically described this guy is really out of his element doing all this. And now that he's actually caught and facing life in prison, he's probably going to cooperate.
Yeah, I feel like out of all them that's on there on the case, they're going to flip on Durk. It's going to be more than just 2 or 3. It's going to be a couple of people flip on them for that time reduction.
I mean, why do you think someone who's a top 10 rapper worth tens of millions of dollars could pack out an arena in Chicago, probably make $500,000 in one day, decides to get a whole bunch of people together and connect himself to a murder for hire?
I think Lil Durk, he wanted to he had something to prove. He had a point to prove to everybody. Being trolled. Then you got the gang members, like the stuff that you don't see on the internet with the gang members behind the scene. Oh man, you ain't did nothing for Vine, man. Go ahead on, you know. And that gets to you like, oh man, they think it's over with. So he got to show that he in it and he a part of something. And he just blew his whole life, man. Blew his whole career.
I mean, do you think at some point during this whole process, because look, 5 people get flown out. Durk and Vonnie get on a private jet the same day. Everyone before the murder actually happens, one day before the murder. 4 people get put up in an LA hotel room under Durk's credit card. They rent a car rented by OTF Vonnie, who took a private jet with him to LA. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then they fly them all back the next day. But do you think before this actually happened, do you think that anyone looked at Durk and said, hey, man, this is a really bad idea. We're all going to go to prison for the rest of our lives. Like, it's not that serious.
Believe it or not, Vlad, I think Jam the one who's probably said it. Like, I don't think this is the idea, but, they broke, money involved, so he went to go and do it, and then he thought about it at the end when they showed him all the evidence. Jam like, fuck Durk and them. They some goofies anyway. I know what he thinking. He like, man, they ain't nobody no way. If he ran into him, like, they not gonna do nothing, Vlad. They ain't gonna do nothing to him if they ran into him. If they put them in the same house block right now in the feds, we ain't gonna hear nobody did nothing to him.